line, it seems like that's where a lot of it's concentrated.
North and south, you notice outside today with the sunshine, the warmth, there was a touch of humidity, right?
There was,
You kind of felt that, and you're like, all right, this is our fuel for the thunderstorms we're going to see, and sure enough, they are developing with that sea breeze, and they're going to continue to develop through the rest of the evening. So let's get right to it. We'll talk about the severe thunderstorm warning down in Flagler County now. This goes for the next 16 minutes, so it goes to about 6:15 or so. This storm hasn't moved much, and it's dumping a lot of rain, so there will be some ponding on the roadways down here. Maybe some damaging wind up to about 50 to 60 miles an hour. Plenty of lightning. There's been some hail reports too. Here's a look at the wind. The green colors are the raindrops flying towards the radar. The red are the flying away. There's been some talk of some slight maybe indications of rotation with this thunderstorm. We'll keep a close eye on it, but it's just another indication that there could potentially be that wind damage concern. This is all part of a large thunderstorm cluster that stretches all the way up to Palatka, Interlochen, and Putnam County. What will happen is the storms will continue to develop and crawl towards Keystone. So if you're living in Keystone, within the next half hour to about an hour, you'll see some thunder and lightning start to develop, and then the storms will then work towards the east. That's kind of the situation we've been dealing with for folks down towards Crescent City, Palm Coast, Palatka. These thunderstorms will be with us through the next hour, 2 hours or so. There have been several reports of hail, pea to nickel-sized hail in parts just east or just west of Flagler Beach, Palatka, east of Interlochen, and recently there have been some reports of golf ball-sized hail. We're going to try and confirm that with some images like we saw earlier of some hail being dumped in parts of Brunswick. This was once a severe thunderstorm. It is slowly weakening, but it will crawl towards the east. Through the next half hour or so. Folks near Woodbine, you're seeing some thunder and lightning as you crawl towards Jekyll Island. You'll have plenty of thunder and lightning through the rest of the evening. How about downtown? Notice this green line right here? That is the sea breeze working towards the west, and as it does so, it's going to help trigger some more thunderstorms as we approach the 7 o'clock hour. As those pop up, they will progress towards the east, so I do think there may be some delays in the jumbo shrimp game later tonight. Here's another look at the 8 o'clock hour. Watch how the thunderstorms then progress towards the east. We'll take you beyond the rest of the night into Sunday because, Jeff, it is another warm one. We possibly maybe near 90 degrees.
All right, Steve, you are on your toes, keeping us all on top of things. Now, of course,
focusing on this area because there have been some significant reports of hail, up to golf ball-sized hail, just near Bunnell in Flagler County. Golf ball size is almost 2 inches in diameter. That is rather impressive. There's been plenty of hail reports in Putnam County and for folks in southeastern Georgia in near Brunswick and Glynn and Camden County. More storms likely to develop near 7 o'clock on the west side of Duval, right along Highway 301. We'll watch for a few of them to develop. When they do pop, then they're going to move towards the east and then impact folks downtown and then out towards the beaches as we go through 7, 8, 9 o'clock. So we'll have some storms with us through the rest of the evening. Clouds will be around through the overnight, and our lows tomorrow morning will be in the low to mid 60s, setting the stage for another warm and muggy day on Sunday. High temperatures on Sunday going to feel a little bit warmer than today, maybe close to 90 degrees in the mid to upper 80s with a little breaks of sunshine here or there. Get out and enjoy. We will see a couple isolated thunderstorms develop yet again. I think a few less than what we saw this afternoon and evening, and those likely going to be well out towards I-75 towards the west. So we'll time it out with precision cast. The sea breeze gets going again on Sunday. Notice a few of the isolated thunderstorms develop after about 5 o'clock or so. So that's 5 lingering to 6, 7, 8 o'clock, and they'll be along the I-75 corridor. And again, any thunderstorm that does develop will pack a punch with some downpours and lightning. It remains unsettled to start the work week on Monday and Tuesday. A system swings on by, sets the stage for a balmy, muggy, warm Monday with high temperatures again at near 90 degrees. But as we go to Monday night, some thunderstorms develop, and as this energy pulls on by, it sets the stage for a bit of an unsettled Tuesday with some pockets of rain around and pockets of thunderstorms around. So we'll keep it wet and unsettled to start the work week on Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures, though, stay in the 80s through Friday. Whirlwind of a day with the thunderstorms. So how do we get the hail? You may be wondering, it was warm today. How does a piece of ice in Florida fall down and reach the surface? Well, you need a lot of air moving around in a thunderstorm. So let's pull up a thunderstorm. To get a storm developing, you need warm air to be rising. And sometimes when that warm air is really rising, it picks up the raindrops that are falling down, and then it sends them back up to about 10,000 feet. Because 10,000 feet up, temperatures were below freezing. So that raindrop starts to freeze, and then it sinks back down, and then it gets picked up again by that warm air rising. So that whole process of it freezing and then melting a little bit and then refreezing and then melting a little bit more until it gets heavy enough to fall through that warm air that is rising is when it reaches the surface. And then look at this photo right here. You got pictures of hail that seem a bit obscure. This looks like a bunch of crystals. Well, that process of the raindrop getting frozen and then melting again and then frozen and melting again, that is not completely just vertical up and down. There's a lot of movement going on in thunderstorms, especially when they're pretty gnarly thunderstorms. It's like shaking up a water bottle, right? You got all this air moving around, the raindrops moving around, so the hail becomes a bit obscure. There are a few flashes of lightning left on the radar, just a couple of them. Jeff, we'll talk about that and the forecast ahead into a very warm Sunday in just a bit.
You just taught me a lot.